So what you're getting ready to watch is a very, very honest video. And if you are a judgmental person or just feel like you know it all, please don't watch the video. I don't have time for the cliche comments. And I don't have time for the judgment. Somebody has to say it. This is real life. Carry on. Y'all ever thought to yourself why the people who's not living for God or who's not really walking in the alignment of God, things in life come so easy to them? Money comes so easy. Approvals come so easy. All of these things just come so easy for them. They're not fasting. They're not attending church. They're not willing to die to thyself. But it almost seems as though that they are winning. And you find yourself living and just devoting your entire life to God. And you keep hearing about how there's a breakthrough coming. And you keep hearing about how God is getting ready to do it for you. But you're like, when? You're watching those people sit around you who is not even thinking about God. But they sit and watch your content and kind of joke on you because you're so Christian now. It makes you think to yourself, is any of this worth it? Am I even worthy? Am I serving God correctly? Am I doing everything that God is calling me to do correctly? Like I'm talking about people that's out here doing fraud. I'm talking about people who got the nastiest attitudes. It almost seems as though they got the most favor. And the people who was willing to do God's will, it's like we got the shorter end of the stick. And as I began to be on this journey with God and I began to even see how those people live, I began to really understand that they are miserable within themselves. You could look aesthetically pleasing. You can have the nicest appearance, but within yourself, you are poor because you don't have God on your side. You don't even hear from God on your own behalf, right? You still got this void that you're kind of missing within yourself. And I began to even look at myself and say, why are you so concerned about these material things if they're so temporal? But then again, I don't want to even gaslight myself because at the end of the day, I do have these desires to have nice things. So is it wrong to crave to want to have these nice things? And then I find myself getting so caught up in wanting to be a perfect Christian that I find myself beating myself up. And then I find myself not being able to relate to other Christians because I'm not Christian enough. And then I find myself not being able to fit in with the world because that's just not where I want to be because I know better. But as I sit here and I make this video and I'm just thinking out loud, I begin to search myself and I begin to say, God, why is it so easy for people in the world to receive so much of blessings? But the people that's serving you, it almost feels as though we're waiting and we've been waiting for years. My grandma been crying the same song and now here I am crying out the same song. So now here I am saying, God, am I doing something wrong? Am I missing my mark? Am I too spiritual? Am I going too hard? What am I doing that's wrong, God? How can I seek you on a deeper level? And I just know that it's not me. I know that it's other people in the world. And I know a lot of people may not even want to hear what I have to say because everybody is so caught up in trying to be perfect. And it's not that I'm complaining, but I want to know, God, why is it so easy for them? And don't be so cliche in the comments talking about you're not supposed to question God. Because many of prophets in the Bible, they used to have to go off into secluded areas and say, God, why is this happening? Your eyes are too purified to even look at the chaos. So where are you? Am I wrong for saying, God, where are you right now? I mean, I'm hearing about the good things. I'm hearing about the graceful things. And God, I am seeing you move. But as I begin to serve you a bit harder, and as I begin to walk into what you're calling me to do, and as I begin to die to thyself, oh God, why do it feel like I need a double portion of obedience to serve you in this hour? And I love God so much because all in all, I understand. Just because you are called and you are chosen does not mean that it's going to be easy. It gets harder. And I begin to understand that I may not see the world how everybody else see the world. I may not desire the same things that everybody else desire. But I desire to do everything that God is calling me to do. And I desire to separate myself from things that is not trying to really do the will of God. I don't want to just look Christian. I want to be Christian. And I know this video is really a rant, but God is really having me get this out because I know a lot of people really feel like this. I don't want to feel like I'm getting the shorter end of the stick. I don't want to feel like I'm too Christian, or I don't want to feel like I'm not too worldly. So I'm currently sitting in this place saying, God, where do I fit in? And then I began to receive so many different messages. You're set apart. You don't fit in. And it sounds so cliche because at the end of the day, I'm human, so I have human emotions. So God says to feel your emotions, but sin not. So I find myself feeling my emotions, and I find myself going through the growing pains. And I find myself saying, God, am I wrong for wanting to be successful? God, am I wrong for wanting to reach millions? God, am I wrong for those things? And now here I am sitting in this place saying, God, I want you more than ever. I don't want to be like a hypocrite. I don't want to be a liar saying that serving you is easy. I want to be honest. I want them to know that it's not easy serving you because the enemy is always after you. It's not easy serving you because many people are going to talk about you. It's not easy serving you because now your garment has to be changed, and now that the way you talk has to be changed. And it's not that you are forcing it on us, dear Lord, but it's almost as if we have to be willing to do the work. So now here I am being honest about how I feel. And since I was so honest about how I feel, I just feel that weight lifted off of me. These are the things that I was carrying within me. So if you see this video and you made it all the way to the end of this clip, I want you to take the time out and be honest with God. What are you holding? What are you sitting on? What is really breaking you? What is causing you to be in this place? What is it that you need to be honest about? Like God, he's our best friend. He want to hear all of these things. He sees it. And if I didn't get this out, it would have made me feel so bitter, so anxious, so upset, so angry, so frustrated, so irritated. Not understanding why I feel like other people is winning and I'm not. Amen. So that right there is the attack itself. The enemy wants me to feel like that, but it's not true.